Margaret Kuhlman of Soul Astrology. This new moon chart emphasises the biggest dilemma in the human condition, which is that I am myself on the inside and everything else seems to be on the outside. Sun and Moon in Libra about relating to the outside, to other people, while Uranus is exactly opposite in Aries, the independent, separate self. With that T-square to Pluto, it's as though this very boundary between self and others is due to be shaken up. On the other hand, we have Mars and Jupiter together in Virgo, a huge amount of energy for improving life, for getting it better organised. Trining the Pluto, this seems to be the month to go for those changes which transform our life. They may only be small changes, but they will make a great deal of difference. And these changes, because Virgo is about being helpful generally, it's as though the Libran end of the dilemma is getting more emphasis. Beautifully, Mercury is in Libra also and on the North Node, sextiling Saturn, so hopefully the wisdom of old experience being brought forward in discussion, again with a view to helping people, perhaps the delivering of old ideas in a new and diplomatic way. And yet here is another square from Venus to Saturn. Perhaps there will be those who think it's all talk and no do. Venus could become quite picky in Virgo, finding fault with whoever is in authority, just because they are in authority, rather than paying attention to what's actually being said and suggested. So we'll need to be careful not to criticise ourselves or others, and not to waste our energy trying to make things perfect, when perhaps just that little helpful thing will make all the difference and take less energy. By the full moon on the 27th of October, Venus will have reached Jupiter and Mars sitting between them, all opposing Chiron and still trining Pluto. So the major transformative movements will have been put in place, and the healing work hopefully will have begun. That whole bunch quincunxing Uranus keeps our attention on how altruistic we are prepared to be, as opposed to how independent and potentially selfish. And Mercury is holding us consciously in that place by opposing Uranus. The Sun and Moon will be pointing up a different pair of opposites, whether to be pragmatic or whether to follow our deeper feelings, which colours perhaps the second half of the month with a need to tune in, that trine and sextile to Neptune. And here I'm feeling the swing between that tuning in and the speech, the wisdom of what Saturn will have helped us put in place. It's as though we're full of discussion about it in the first half and getting things going, and then we look at the results perhaps and wonder. The important thing is to keep moving, not fast, but definitely with a desire to bring humanity into a wholeness. It's very important to understand that opposites cannot be reconciled on the level on which they live. We have to draw back. We have to claim a certain detached view. It needs to be seen that opposites belong together, two sides of a coin. And it doesn't work to come down on one side or the other. This transformation that's due this month needs to lift us to another level. And although this may not be happening in the world out there, we can do it on the inside. If each of us takes responsibility for our attitudes, and as far as possible notice when we make a judgment, and draw back to a point where we can hold both sides and just be with them. Being at the heart the place of compassion for the human condition. Solutions can come that we would never have thought of. So let this month be about balancing opposites and allowing kindness in us to shift our lives to the next step. I'd like to say a little word about the letter that I write each month, which you can find on my website. It expresses much of this, perhaps more clearly, and I had a thought about the last full moon, that wonderful total eclipse seen by those people who were on the night side of the earth when it happened. A truly wonderful sight. If you wish to receive my letters by email, let me have your email address with your request. Thank you. Sit straight and tall, then bow your head just a little. The mystery is too great for you to understand. You can only rest in awe and humility before that vastness. But never hold back from approaching it, just because it's greater than you can know. Do not abase yourself before it, for the mystery has roots deep within yourself. Yes, even you, with bowed head. Allow it to flower within, and the most beautiful space will open up around you. Therefore look kindly upon the world, whose people have need of your gentle touch, and all that you need will be given.